Those of us that have been driving long enough have all had it happen. You may catch it right away and see it in your back seat. You may hear it rattle around. Your next passenger may find it. When a passenger leaves something in your vehicle, it can be really annoying. Let's discuss. So in my 25,000 plus rides, luckily this has not happened often. Maybe 1 out of every 500 rides, a passenger will leave something in my vehicle on accident. And of course, I'm referring to things of importance like a phone or keys. I need to return that to the passenger. A lot of other passengers will just leave garbage in my car, like a water bottle or a pen, which is annoying and disrespectful, but I obviously don't need to return those items to those passengers. But I gave a ride this week. It was my longest ride of the week. It was like 35 minutes long. It was a ride from the suburbs to downtown Minneapolis near the U of M campus. After I dropped this passenger off, I then received my next request within a couple of minutes, accepted that request, was en route to that next passenger. I was about a half a mile away from that next passenger. All of a sudden I made a turn and I heard something jingle in the back seat. It was a set of keys. I was already near enough to my next passenger, and my next passenger was headed out to the suburbs about 10 miles away. I did not want to cancel that ride in order to return that item to that previous passenger right away. I also figured that that passenger would reach out as soon as they realized that they lost their keys. They'd reach out via the Uber app. This is usually what happens 9 times out of 10 when a passenger forgets an important item in your vehicle. They'll contact Uber right away and they'll reach out to you. In this case, that did not happen at all. Actually, the passenger never reached out to me. So my next passenger, I gave them a ride out to the suburbs, again about 10 miles away. A few hours later, I then ended up near downtown Minneapolis again, and this was towards the end of my day. I had actually completely forgotten about the lost item at that point, and then it occurred to me I still had that item in my vehicle, and I was near downtown Minneapolis, not far from where I dropped that passenger off earlier in the day. Again, the passenger had still not reached out, still didn't realize that they left their keys in my car, so I personally went into the Uber driver app, found that trip, and then was able to go through a few steps to reach out to the passenger. We ended up connecting on a phone call through the Uber driver app. I told the passenger that I had their keys. They were very happy to hear that. Again, they didn't reach out to me because they didn't know where they lost their keys. So I asked them if they were nearby. They were not nearby. They were actually in Bloomington, 10 miles away from downtown Minneapolis, which was annoying. If they were nearby, it would have been a simple return, like 5-minute drive. But she was 10 miles away from downtown Minneapolis in Bloomington. I asked her if she was going to be anywhere near downtown Minneapolis the rest of the evening. She said she wasn't going to be, but would be very appreciative if I could return the item to her. She offered me like $60, $70 that she would Venmo me. I told her that high of an amount really wasn't necessary, but in my head, I knew I needed to be compensated for my time. I also know that the return fee on both Uber and Lyft is $20. If you return a lost item to a passenger, you can get paid $20. So this passenger actually hadn't added a tip yet, so what they did was they added a $30 tip to their ride in order to compensate me to bring their item out to them in Bloomington again. I figured $30 for a 10-mile ride, that was well worth it, so I brought the item out to her. And again, this was towards the end of my day, so I was being brought 10 miles in the opposite direction of where I needed to end up towards the end of the day, towards my house. I was kind of annoyed about that, but I figured I would just go into destination mode right when I got there. After I delivered the item to the passenger, I ended up going into destination mode on both Lyft and Uber. Within seconds, I received a destination mode request on Lyft that brought me right back to downtown Minneapolis. So overall, this was not too bad of an experience for me. I earned $30 by returning that item. The typical return fee is $20. There have been times where I have returned an item, maybe to someone that's 5 minutes away, and I will claim that $20 fee. We need to be compensated for our time, and passengers, hopefully this will deter passengers from leaving items in vehicles going forward if you have to pay that $20 fee. Again, 9 times out of 10 for me personally, the passenger will figure out that they lost the item in my vehicle right away and will contact either Uber or Lyft. But if you personally need to reach out, it's pretty simple. On Uber, you'll just select that top left clipboard icon and then select help. Then you'll select trips. Then you'll find and select the trip in question, and you'll select found item, and then you'll go through the steps after that. On Lyft, you'll select that top left clipboard icon. Under the Get Help section, you'll just select the Help Center, and you'll select Lost and Found, and then go through the steps after that. Most of the times passengers will reach out themselves, but this is a way for you to do it if you ever need to. Again, lost items can be annoying, but you are compensated pretty well for your time if you do return a lost item. In my case, I ended up getting a $30 tip, so I of course did not charge that passenger a lost item fee. I just returned that item after they sent me the $30 tip, but it's personally your prerogative however you want to claim a lost fee. If the passenger wants to send you a tip, if you want to claim a lost item fee in the apps. But what do all of you think? How often do passengers leave items in your vehicle? vehicle? Comment below and let us know. If you've yet to download the Solo app to help you manage your rideshare business and earn more, our referral link is in the description. We also have a newsletter, and the link to sign up for that is in the description as well. If you've yet to watch my previous video on walking through the Solo app, be sure to check that one out. Thanks again for watching and drive safe. Thanks.